called Lonestar Libertopia. The website is lonestarlibertopia.com, and essentially all it is an effort to attract liberty activists and those who are willing, who are working to create a free, prosperous, and sustainable society, the real kind of sustainable, right? Encourage them to move here to Central Texas, whether it's the city of Austin, whether it's Elgin, whether it's Bastrop County, which doesn't have very many residents, which could be potentially taken over or influenced in a major way. Dripping Springs, Wimberley. Wouldn't recommend going north of Williamson County, but San Marcos. There's really something magical taking place here in Central Texas, unlike any other place in the country. And since 2009, I've traveled the country and visited with all sorts of different local liberty movements. And really the only other local liberty movement that I would say actually might be out-competing us at this point would be the Free State Project, which is, that's in New Hampshire. And essentially the Free State Project provided the inspiration for this idea of Lonestar Libertopia. They're very similar, but also different. The Free State Project, back in 2000 or so, this guy Jason Sorens, he wrote an essay on an idea that we should all geographically concentrate libertarians, because at that point there wasn't a whole lot of liberty activism going on. Of course, there's a Libertarian Party, there's a lot of educational efforts, some nonprofit stuff like that, but it wasn't anything like it was after the Ron Paul Revolution, right, in 2008, which really ignited the already existing liberty movement and turned it into something that's very special and already making change throughout the entire country. So they said, this is here an idea. We can pick a small state with small numbers. They went through all these different processes. Wyoming and like North Dakota were some of the choices, but New Hampshire ultimately won out. And since then, New Hampshire is actually the #1 economic freedom and personal liberty freedom in state, according to a bunch of different indicators. Texas is number 14. But what's happened there, their project works by they encourage 20,000 people to sign up. Once those 20,000 people sign up, you're committing and pledging to move to the state of New Hampshire whenever those 20,000 sign up, and already about 1,300 or so have already moved to the state, and that 1,300 has managed to make major impacts to the point where they're actually reducing the budget of their state government. They passed jury nullification legislation where the judges are required to inform the jury of jury nullification. They've eliminated all knife laws. There's 0 knife laws. You can walk around with a machete or a sword on your side. They've liberalized a lot of the gun laws. They passed an anti-Agenda 21 law, all sorts of great stuff. They're on the verge of passing medical marijuana. They have over 12 state representatives that are elected that are participants of the Free State Project. Now, that's happening right now. They have, I would say they have a larger number of activists in New Hampshire than we do in Central Texas, but New Hampshire is much larger of a geographic area. Central Texas is smaller, and the difference is, with Central Texas, unlike these other projects, there's a few other that are taking place with the idea of geographically concentrating activists. We didn't have to do anything to do it. It happened spontaneously. People all over the country are naturally flocking to Central Texas because of the work that Texas for Accountable Government's been doing for the past years, because of the Peaceful Streets Project, because of the great job opportunities, because of the environment, because we are on the verge of putting one of our own in city council, because David Simpson is elected, because there's 3 more or 4 more that are just like David Simpson that just got elected, because there's people that are participating in alternative currencies, because there's gardens, there's food, but most importantly, in my opinion, because we have a solid community where we're not just activists working to further a political goal. Rather, we're a community of like-minded individuals who know that should one of us come under fire, the rest of us are going to stand up for that person. And I think there's no more powerful sentiment or thing that could happen than that if we really are trying to create freedom in our own world. So this effort hopes to, one of our taglines is, we didn't create the momentum here in Central Texas, we're just giving it a name. So it's going to be Lonestar Libertopia. The only thing it does is encourage activists to move to Central Texas. We're not going to take political positions, we're not going to endorse candidates, we're not going to get involved with political movements. We're just going to drive more people like the people in this room to move here to help, provide an extra wave of activists. So the people that have been busting their heads, for the past 4 years, busting their butts, they can have their efforts magnified. People will come in and start new, different groups. Maybe there'll be a rival tag group. Who knows? We'll have to compete and see who does better work. There's going to be all sorts of new efforts coming on, and I want to encourage everybody to act as an ambassador from here on out. Many people already are, but anytime you're on Facebook or you're talking to one of your friends or family that lives in another area, encourage them to pack up and move down, offer to lend a helping hand on getting them down. The website has a page that has a couple of realtors that can help out. There's also going to be a forum on the website which hopefully people can use as a means to organize and come up with ideas and brainstorm and execute activities. We're going to be having a launch party on Wednesday at Brave New Books. What better place? You know, Brave New Books. Not very many places like that in the whole country. In fact, there's only one other libertarian brick and mortar bookstore in the entire country, and it's not on the scale that Brave New Books is, and it happens to be. Some of them are upset that we're doing this, by the way, because they think we're going to steal some of their thunder. We haven't even launched it yet, and there's already people that have moved, instead of going to New Hampshire, that have moved to Austin, like Wheeler and the Geese over here. They were planning on moving to New Hampshire, but they decided to move to Austin. So we're going to have promotional material. We're going to do YouTube videos, and really, I'm going to put some energy into it, and other people up until the beginning of the new year, but we'd like it to be just a hands-off, laissez-faire, to where anybody that wants to encourage people to move to Central Texas can do what they want with the idea, with the brand, and encourage people to move down on your own accord, make your own videos, do write-ups. If you're ever in front of the media, mention something like that. This is what we're doing down here in Central Texas. Come on down to take part in it. And I really think it can serve as a catalyst to build on the momentum that we already have taking place, to strengthen the efforts already existing, and to build new efforts, and most importantly, again, to build community so we can be free sometime in our lifetime, or at least hopefully my daughter will get a shot at it.
Leon,
yes? Are we going to have a schlitter bond or any kind of water park?
No, but I would like to organize an annual camp-out festival, like Pork Fest. They have in New Hampshire. And an annual Liberty Conference where we have speakers and activists and stuff like that. So that'll serve not only to get us motivated and organize us, but also people can fly in from other areas.
Totally.
And one of the first things we can do is get the people that live in San Antonio, like Matt Medina and others, and like Derek Rose out in Houston, and some of our brothers up in Dallas and Fort Worth. We can get those guys to move to Central Texas. And I think we'll really be able to make that.
And here's another thing, John. If we can even get people just to move to Texas, because those guys in those cities are all doing a great job. And we need activists in different cities like Houston, San Antonio, Dallas. We need them. You know,
I mean, of course, people can
stay there and kind of be
build a nucleus, you know.
I think Austin is already on the verge of being too big of a city for us to genuinely make the changes that would satisfy my libertarian needs, which are this much government. But again, maybe my daughter will see this much government. I'd like to see this much. But I honestly think the city of Houston and Dallas have such special. We know what it's like in Austin. There, it's even more corrupt, and the special interests are so deep rooted that I would say to hell with those cities. And one thing that we can strategically reflect in a manner, sorry, I mean...
The ex-representative is back.
You have to keep fighting all this. You have to keep fighting the diplomat, okay? But everywhere.